been a wonderful lecturer for a lot of our concerts. She always gets demands, you know, call her back, we want her. So this will be a great lecture and great concert.
Well, it's a fabulous concert. Fanny Mendelssohn. And my sense of the ending of this overture is that it's a real question mark. I'd really like to know what you all think after you hear the overture of what is the story Fanny is going to tell. Fanny Mendelssohn was raised in a fairly wealthy, very liberal family. She was given a wonderful education along with her famous brother Felix. She was raised on Bach. She could play all 48 preludes and fugues of the 2 volumes of The Well-Tempered by memory when she was 13. But she was also a woman, and she was expected to behave as a woman. So we have a little dramatic reading here. This is Abraham Mendelssohn, Fanny's father, who is writing to her about how she should consider her music.
I'll commence.
Okay.
What you write to me about your musical occupations with reference to and in comparison with Felix was rightly thought and expressed. Music will perhaps become his profession, whilst for you it can and must only be an ornament, never the root of your being and doing. We may therefore pardon him some ambition and desire to be acknowledged in a pursuit which appears very important to him, because he feels a vocation for it, whilst it does you credit that you have always shown yourself good and sensible in these matters, and your very joy at the praise he earns proves that you might, in his place, have merited equal approval. Remain true to these sentiments and to this line of conduct. They are feminine, and only what is truly feminine is an ornament to your sex.
A loving father, but of his time. So now we have Fanny writing, this is several years later, I think, but describing how she felt about this life. She continued writing. She wrote a lot of pieces, 400 or 500 pieces. She had salons. She had gatherings in her house where her music would be played. But the piece you're going to hear tonight is her only full orchestra piece. And that is because she could not assemble an orchestra to play her pieces in public. And this is how she felt.
Once a year, perhaps, someone will copy a piece of mine or ask me to play something special, certainly not oftener. And now that Rebecca has left off singing, my songs lie unheeded and unknown. If nobody ever offers an opinion or takes the slightest interest in one's productions, one loses in time not only all pleasure in them, but all power of judging their value. Felix, who is alone sufficient public for me, is so seldom here that I cannot help him much, and thus I am thrown back entirely on myself. But my own delight in music and Handel's sympathy keep me awake still, and I cannot help considering it a sign of talent that I do not give it up, though I can get nobody to take an interest in my efforts.
She began publishing her works in 1846. She died a year later. And you will hear different themes in this overture. Something dramatic is definitely happening, and I'm not sure what it is. You'll hear a theme of true love and nobility, simplicity, and the age-old values being borne out. And you'll hear some busy work. Somebody, a different character, is decorating the halls, preparing ironing the clothing, scrubbing the floor, some sort of Figaro type busy work is going on here. So you'll hear different characters. I encourage you to pay particular attention to the very last cadence. It's full of surprising chords. Something strange is occurring. So I think Fanny really marshals what an overture should do. She gives you a taste of the action. She shows you there are different characters that you will recognize once you hear the opera, which was never written. And then she leaves you with big question marks. And my question for you is, given her background, what kind of story would she tell? I really don't know. But it really makes me wonder what kind of story would appeal to her. Very sophisticated in these salons. She's dealing with the most celebrated poets and painters and musicians of the day. Her music is praised by public musicians. She's the older sister of Felix. She's good. She knows she's good. And she is just getting started a year before she dies in terms of public recognition.